Well, I'm back again, and it's Margaret here from M.E.s Orchids, and I thought I'd just show you the grow room. Now you'll see this top shelf here, and there's two big dendrobiums missing from here. One's delicatum and one's gracillicauli, and they're in the garage because we've had this cold weather, so they're in the garage having that winter chill. And this is one of those orchids there that I don't actually talk about much, and in fact the label's around the other side, so it's due to be watered, and I'll actually show that another time. Here we go, that's the Angraecum sesquipedale, and if we look up there, that new leaf has grown and curled over. That's one that I've just done a separate video on, and this is the big one there with that big new leaf, and that's the white phalaenopsis. There at the back is the one that's in that little scrunchy bath scrub, and that's sending out some new roots, and it's actually loving it on there. A little dendrobium just tucked behind. You'll see over there in that corner. That's the Elatilio Santa Maria, and that's actually got a new growth, but I don't want to get it down because it's a little bit awkward. That is the Plicotan on that corner. And this is that LC Bermsil Palm, and that new growth coming on tremendously. Up there is the Dendrobium, that'll come to me, it's the one with needles. It'll come to me in a minute. That's doing fine. That's the little phalaenopsis one there, and let's just have a look at that one. I'll just bring this one down, and it's hieroglyphica. Oops, a little bit of bark just fell out of that. Look at that. Loves it here. And just sits here, up here in this window. Gets watered every other day. And I think it's found its little niche up there. I'm against the light now. That's the big Cattleya Pastoral Innocence. That's the little thunder I've just shown you. If we come down to this shelf, that's the windowsill, of course, and that's got Spring Dreamer pollen there. And if we'll go to here, this is Phragmipedium richteri. Is it going to focus and stabilise? There we go. Now I don't know why this little petal there has decided to go that way. I've no idea. Perhaps I've damaged it. But I'll have to have a look at that afterwards. I don't think I have damaged it, but it was, for some reason it's wanting to curl backwards now. That's lovely, it is. Look at the details. The lovely little hood it's got on here. And if I turn around, there's that other bud, and that's her side view. So Cattleya there, showing that new growth coming on rapidly, and you've seen these shells before. So I'll just give a quick overview. This was the only one that was giving me a little bit of worry, and that's the Phalaenopsis tetraspis. That little side branch has just decided to dieback, and I don't know why. The rest of it appears to be okay. And different things in the shelves there. It's a Phragmipedium. Oh, that's the this one here. Michael's asked me about that. And he said, how's it going on? Well, you see those two canes have died back, and I'm only left with that little tiny cakey. So, I don't know what's happening to that one. I've no idea. Oops. And this is just in front of the window. Those actually on the windowsill are just having a winter rest. And that's Dendrobium falcorostrum, and I've already lost one leaf with this dieback here, but I'm just trying to give them a bit of a winter rest. That's my Dendrobium thysiflorum there, and this is the big Miltonia. I've just noticed that pseudobulb's dying back a little. That's the big Crumamentum, and that'll go and get watered this afternoon. Again, we've got another Cattleya which will need to be watered today, and some of the frags under there. They were the seedlings. That's I think this one is, yeah, it's the M.E.s Orchids, and it wants to have this leaf falling down like that, but never mind. Some of the Kinganums just under there, and of course that over here in this corner, that's the Fias down there, the big Fias Tankambilia. This is the big Coelogene Coelogene burfidiense. Oh, look at that. It's enormous, that is. And take you up here. That's the Phragmipedium from Madeira. I think it's Schroderi. It was just a little tiny seedling. Now this is the Dendrobium. Let me just have a look. This has got to be watered, and I think this is Gatton Sunray. I think that's just showing me it wants a little drop of water. I'm trying not to not to overwater everything, but and that's the again, that's Dendrobium chrysotoxum. This is the Procatavolia. If we look in that corner there, that's the Laelia purpurata, and this is the Arades that I've just shown you. That sits there now, and that one is the Pamela Hetherington. Oh, and the perfume from that is absolutely divine. It just fills this room, and that's the Laelia rubescens, not watered yet. It'll just have to shrivel a bit more, but I've stopped the rot, so that's the main thing. And of course these big leaves here that are hanging down, that's the Phragmipedium longiflorum. There's the other big Phragmipediums, and that might be Grande, I think. There's another big one. Sits on the top shelf. And that's the one of the three sisters with that nice leaf there. And this is that Dendrobium pendulum, and you can see that new growth or a flower inflorescence starting. I'm not sure which it is. It's another one of the three sisters. This one's going over now. That's the one Keith bought me for Christmas. And That's on the tip of my tongue as well. Nearly Isla. The other one's the inflorescence finished and I've just cut it so far down. That's that No Idea Phalaenopsis I mounted. That's the Milliforme just in there. Oh, let's just have a look now. See, it's 24.2 and it's 55% humidity. So it's quite warm in here. As I call it, it's tropical. That's the Sedera japonica. And this is at Pathiopedilum bellatum by Rothschildianum. The one that I nearly lost. But it's it seems to be fine now, and that's Colopa kingii there. Doing really well, that one. And this is Pathiopedilum Rothschildianum Giant Wings by Titanic. And that's absolutely romping away, that one is. And there we go, into that next shelf. That's one of the three sisters. That's a No ID. I'm not sure whether that's the cakey one. Those are just Phalaenopsis ones there. And that's the bottom shelf with the desert rose there. And that's the Biphanara, that one. This is the one I call Avatar. That's the Pseudolamelatum on that mount. If I gently bring you around here. Take you back up to the window. And that's a big Olcoglossom there. That root started to green up. This is the other part of the plicatile. And if I bring this one down here, this is the Dendrobium polyanthum cinnamon primulinum. And this is the one, if you remember last year, that had got no roots at all. But it sent out these new growths, and so this isn't having a winter rest. And it just sits up there in the window. So I take you around here now. And that's a shelf there full of Phalaenopsis. That's the one that's got that inflorescence growing. That's a No ID one. There we go. And under here, again, we've got some Phalaenopsis, and we've also got some Dendrobium Phalaenopsis ones. And you'll see there, can you see that lamp? That's the full spectrum ceiling. I had this in the ceiling, and I just felt that all it did was actually put the light under the carpet. So what I've done now is I've put it in this lamp here, and I manoeuvre it around the room. And you look here on this shelving here. If I go back a little bit, see, that's, I've got a thermometer there and it's showing the humidity and the temperature, but that's not quite true. The other one runs off the electricity, and the other one on the other side is the true of the two. And if you look up here, I've brought the as I call it, the wasp one, and because I can manoeuvre these flexible antennae, and it can go onto this shelf here, or it can go onto this shelf over here. And if we look up there, that's the only one I've been worrying about, and that's the Phalaenopsis Chia E. Yinlin variegata. And I've put a little bit of extra sphagnum moss on there, but it's lost the two bottom leaves, but it's not showing any new actual growths yet. Now that little lamelatum there that I mounted, the one you can see in the middle, that's doing fine. And the little mounted Phalaenopsis amboyensis, that's doing fine. All these on here, these are what I call the small ones. And they're due to be, well, they could have been watered this morning, but when I felt the sphagnum moss, it wasn't crispy enough. And I'll water them shortly. And of course this is little Zorro. And that's the Bumblephyllum lobii. Oh, I knew I'd missed one off that video. My earlier video. I'm looking round and, you know, sometimes you think to yourself, there's definitely one I've not actually shown them. And if I just manoeuvre this out here and bring it over here, this is the little one called Baby Angel. And there you can see the label. So let's just have a look. There's those roots. And now that to me, it isn't completely bone dry, but it probably would be okay to water this. And it sits on the shelf over here in that little pot, in that little ceramic pot there. And if I'm not careful, you see, I can miss it. And this is the that little one there, that's Hildepoxen. That's one I've just done on that other video. And these are different ones. These are little Crumamentums. That one. These are ones in varying stages of rescue, if you like. This little one here is the one that I've got up in the scrunchie, that's Leila lobata, and this is another little cutting of it. And that just sits there. And these are some of the little tiny ones, which I don't show very often. I should just have to attend to that little leaf. It's got a little bit of spotting on, so I'll do that in a minute or two. Just that's what you have to do. You have to come into your room and just check on the health of them all. See whether there's any changes or not. And if I go under the shelf here, I'll just bring this big one up and show you that one. Look at that. And that's the species one, that's the Oncidium powii. And look at that new growth. That's just come on leaps and bounds. So this is rather a lengthy video now, and I really didn't mean it to be this long. So if I just back up a little bit now, show you the extent of the grow room. And this is what happens when I put the wand on. So that lights up that area. And then the other one, like I say, I do manoeuvre it round the room. So from me to you, thank you for joining me. Thank you for all your comments. And we'll come back soon. Bye-bye now.